Hey guys, welcome back to Autocrat Primer. I'm gonna try something new at the moment where I'm gonna try and see if I can invite guests. Let's see if I can do guest and then do invite guest. Copy that. And it is copied, and I'm going to send this. Hopefully, I'm still connected. All right, let's try this again. Let's see. Let's see here. Let's do this. Let's go here. And send the Lord Master Star Screen. And go back. And there we go. Hey, man, I sent you the link in Discord. So let's have a chat tonight about, or right now at the moment, what we're going to talk about is time travel possible? So, yeah, in your Discord, there should be that link. Um, so I'm learning how this thing is going to work. Let me do this. Let's do that. Okay. So let's try it this way. I'll just have to hold the camera this way. Um, so yeah, check in and see. Because I sent you the link in Discord through this here. So hopefully, trying to make sure you're not in the backstage. Let's see. So let's do that. Hey, if it is, then I would go back and get Bumblebee movie. Optimus. That's yeah. I bet so because those two actually became really popular rather quickly. It was like bam. They became quickly. I was lucky. I picked up both of them when they first got released. So yeah, I was very lucky. I wanted to have Spinister, so I knew I wanted him. But then I saw that Optimus, and I was like, yeah, I gotta have that Optimus. Let's see here. So there's one more guest, and do that. Do this. Let's do that. Guest. There's that. Add to stream.
¿Por qué?
Oh, look at that. Look at that. It actually worked. So yeah, go back in
You're gonna
time and
enjoy
get
this one, aren't you?
my last chance when I got Cyberverse Hot Rod. Yeah. So, time travel, is it possible? I'm
This
actually looking forward to this conversation. Before we
is
get
a good
started,
one.
it is. So, before we get started, you're the one that brought this up to me and said, hey, what do you
Time travel
think?
topic.
Yeah. So, before we get started, what do you think about time travel? Do you think it's possible?
Well, it might be possible, but we just don't have the technology or the ability to do it. Because,
Okay.
and I think currently, right now, science is saying that it ain't possible. Is I guess it exists in theory because I've been hearing a lot of people saying that, like, if you are able to go, like, for example, if the Earth was a globe and if you were able to go so fast in the opposite direction, I don't know, some kind of bullcrap like that. I'm sure you've been hearing a lot of stuff like that.
I have.
And
Now,
yeah, and I thought this would be an interesting topic to talk about. I was like, huh.
well, if you take a look at the topic and we're dealing with time travel itself, there is a thing known as the Mandela effect. Now, the Mandela effect believes that something happened that changed things from, like, Luke, I'm your father, to no, I'm your father in Star Wars. Mandela was a man that was believed to have died in prison, but for some reason became one of the ambassadors to the UN. A lot of people remember things differently. And so, with that, the Mandela effect is like for the Bearstein Bears or the Bearstein Bears. Certain things are just out of the ordinary. Now, you're right. As uh, a theory, time travel is believed. Einstein believed that you could, if you got to the speed of light, you could do something to change it and go in the opposite direction, and you could literally go back in time. Now, it is believed through different conspiracy theories that's out there. It is believed that someone has gone back in time and they've changed things. Yeah, they've changed
Yeah,
things
I've been
from
hearing
what.
like, oh, I was gonna
Go
say,
ahead.
yeah, I've been hearing a lot of people that are out there right now saying that they're from the future, saying that this and this will happen and this and that will happen, and a lot of
Yeah,
people are locked up or something like that, and they're like predicting the future. I've been seeing YouTube videos on that. I'm like, huh.
yeah, there's a lot of truth. I mean, there's a lot of things like that that's out there that's really, goes, is it true? If you ever seen the TV show or the movie, it was a TV show and a movie. It was a movie first with Bruce Willis, and it was 12 Monkeys. So it was believed that they had to go back in time, go back into the past, and stop a um, event that was going to cause the destruction of mankind. And so they went back as warnings. They went back as, and there was 12 of them that went, but because they went back in time, it kind of drove them a little bit crazy. Yes, Superman made it possible in the movie. He sure did. Uh, so with that, when he saved Lois Lane from the avalanche, goes back in time, saves her, but yet he doesn't go back in time and save the dam from busting that caused the avalanche. So I've always had issues with Superman on that level. Why did you just save the woman you love, but you didn't save all these people's homes? What's up with you, Superman? Don't be a punk. you know. But time travel is believed in a lot of the conspiracy theorist circles that time travel is possible. Now, if you ask me this from a biblical standpoint, um, I would also have to agree with time travel is possible from a biblical
Yeah.
standpoint. Because there's a passage that I have always found rather interesting, and it says that God knows the end, which means He knows the end of time before He knows the beginning of time. But yet God created time, and God um, created everything. So essentially, He created time. You would think He created time first. Now, a lot of people speculate and go, okay, what does that mean? Well, if you go to the ancient text, it means literally that He knows the Omega to the Alpha. So
Yeah.
that means He knows the absolute end before at the same time that He knows the absolute future. He knows the past and the present and the future all at the same time. To God, God is outside of time. If you look at the scriptures and see what it says, it's really God is outside time. Mankind is in time. We're in this dimensional era where space time exists. We we live on a day to day time. We know that time can run out for us. We know that we're not guaranteed tomorrow. We know that on this earth, we are like a fleeting sand in a vast ocean, that we're just a little bit, in the vast ocean of time itself. When you look at it from its whole, and it's interesting because when Jesus is being tempted, it's the 40 days and 40 nights in the wilderness. Satan is actually able to take Jesus to the very top where the firmament and everything is, and he shows him all the kingdoms of the world. Essentially, he's telling him, take a look at this at this scene. You get to see the whole world, and if you bow down to me, I will willingly give it up to you. And Jesus says to him that you shall have no other gods other than no other gods before the one true God. And Jesus says, "Get behind me, Satan! I rebuke you." And Satan leaves and doesn't tempt Jesus anymore. But you find out that Jesus had just one moment he was with his disciples, and what was right at the time of being baptized, and then all of a sudden he is thrown into the wilderness, and by the time he gets done with the wilderness, he's been there for 40 days and 40 nights. Now, anyone that knows science and knows the human body, your body cannot live without water after 4 days. So, and it tells us that Satan came to him whenever he was being weak by hunger. So that tells us that Jesus didn't have food and wasn't eating. So automatically you're seeing that there's a time difference here with the time that Jesus is baptized by John the Baptist. His mikvah is really what it means. Dunked for purity under the water. And then he is, bam, in the wilderness. By the end of it, it's been 40 days. And you're looking at going, how does this happen? Because it's just, the scriptures, it literally means it goes bam, bam, bam. And he's like, I got up, I went to the bathroom, and I came back, and next thing I know, I was outside. And I didn't realize that I got up 8 o'clock in the morning, and now it's 8 o'clock in the evening. It's that's how fast this event takes place. I do think time travel is possible, but I do not believe that you can. Now, here's the crazy thing. Did you know the Bible also says that the enemy of God will be able to change the times and the seasons?
I didn't. Never heard of that. That's crazy.
Yeah, so in the script, it says that the son of perdition, the Antichrist, is going to be able to change times and seasons. And when you see that, you're like, well, wait a second. It means literally time. He's going to be able to change time itself. So when you go into this event, the question is, should mankind be tampering with time? So for me, I say the answer is no. Has it been done? Has it happened? Well, to be honest with you, there is a lot of speculation that time travel has happened at a place called CERN. Now, you've been looking into the time travel on YouTube and stuff like that recently, correct?
Well, a lot of this stuff I heard some time ago, and I think the time travel thing came up because when I was me and my fiance were watching the Sonic movie, and I also thought of the flashlight, and I also watched a YouTube video where they say that if you run in the opposite direction of the Earth spinning, you could possibly go back in time. And I thought of Sonic, like, I wonder if he could go so fast in the opposite direction of the Earth and turn back time, and like at the speed faster than the speed of light, that kind of thing. If that makes sense, and that's where I kind of got. And So yeah, and I texted you about it. Say, hey, that'd be an interesting topic to.
Uh,
Yeah.
would you want to go back in time?
Uh. Well, if I wanted to, yes, but as a Christian, I tampering with life and trying to alter things upsets the balance of things and all that kind of stuff. If that makes sense.
It does. It does. I mean, the one thing, I mean, back in the day, this is how people would also is that you got time zones, and not only time zones, you also have daylight savings time. Where you either spring forward or fall back an hour. A lot of Christian denominations believe that that was tampering with time itself, and that we were saying that we were now dominant over the time and space. But the scripture goes into a little bit more details about this. Now, as a believer, um, yeah, we going back in time. Um, I know a lot of people believe that the Bible has been, or a lot of things in our past has been changed by time travel. There, if you take a look on YouTube, you type in 12 weird pictures of possible time travelers, and you'll have a whole bunch of stuff that you sit there and scratch your head. And I did a lot of research into this stuff um, several years back, and I found out that some of the pictures were doctored. They were made, they were fake, they were photoshopped. But then there was other ones that just still to this day is mind-boggling. There's this picture of a girl. In one picture, she's sitting there. In the next frame, she's not. And Kodak tries to figure out how this happens. And a man literally looks as if he's outside of time, is standing behind her, and then he blips in and blips out. So you have another where someone is actually using a cell phone at JFK's assassination. And you get into the ufology side, which means UFOs. Now you're getting into um, believing that aliens are able to time travel. What do you think about the alien side of it? Do you think that aliens exist?
Uh, I believe there's life out there that God has created that we're not allowed to interact with. Like some, and I guess like any other boy out there, they would look up to the stars and wonder if there's life out there. And I was, and I, I always thought that too, that if there was other life or other life out there that God has created, and I like to say yes because, I mean, or hang on, yes, there's other life out there, but we're just not allowed to interact with it and talk to it because this is our prison type thing, and the sin that we committed here has to be contained in the dome. It
Very true.
must not be allowed to escape and must
I
not
agree with.
be
I'm
let
sorry.
loose.
Yeah.
Oh, I was
There
going to
you go.
say, yeah, go ahead.
No, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead and finish your
No,
thought. I'm sorry.
I said what I said it.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. As like I've talked to you about this, I do believe that we are in what's known as a prison planet. Because sin cannot go into the realm of God. Now, I do believe there's going to be a ET deception. I believe there's going to be a alien deception that's going to take place. Um, and I think it's going to happen soon. I think it's going to happen sooner than people think. Um, the Bible, if you go by what the Bible says, God created this place for mankind. Earth
Mm.
was mankind's place. So he created it for us. God had a garden that was on this earth, but it was on top of a mountain named the Garden of Eden. The Garden of Eden wasn't, where you open up your back door. No, it was at the very top of a mountain. Okay. And
Mm-hmm.
so that was God's domain. That's where mankind was when he created Adam and Eve. And you had some of the angels that had rebelled against God. They are aliens. You have been taught by the Catholic Church and a lot of other people that sit there and tell you the angels are just spirit. That is not the truth. The Bible does not claim that. Does not hint that they are only spirit. The Bible clearly shows us that they have a physical form and they're able to manipulate matter in a way that I guess people would take as supernatural. But then again,
Yeah.
if you were to go to a tribe that's in the deep jungles, that's never seen modern civilization, and you go there and you have a flashlight and you cut that flashlight on, all of a sudden you have become a god in their eyes because they have to, do things to make hit rocks together and do other things to make fire happen. But automatically you're able to shine light in the
Hmm.
darkness. And you have a lighter and you're like, you go over to where they're trying to make a fire and you bend down and you strike up a match, or you strike up your lighter and fire occurs out of it. And it starts the fire that will heat everyone. To those individuals, you're God. I mean, you are one of
Yeah.
the gods, I should say, one of the gods, not the God, but one of the gods, because you have the ability to make magic happen. Even though we know it's science and that we've had the ability to use science to advance ourselves, right then and there to a primitive culture, not so much. They're sitting there going, huh,
Yeah.
well, there's more to that.
Yeah, and that's the thing right there. If I was able to take like stuff like a flashlight, a cell phone, or anything like that, and went back in time, like for an example, like to ancient Egypt or way back then, before a lot of this stuff even happened, and I started taking all that stuff out and showing it, I'd be worshipped as a god because I have the most advanced type of technology. And God wouldn't like that, and that would be
No,
tampering with nature basically because
absolutely, absolutely.
because
That's what
you're
the angels did.
basically going back in time so you could be worshipped as a god.
Well, you,
And
well, you don't even have to go back in time. You can actually go into places in which modern civilization has never touched and shown up there and with the technology. Hey, Master Far got out of work, so maybe I can join in later. Give me a view. Okay, that sounds good. You're more than welcome to. Um, just let me know when. I'll try to do it again where I send a link out because I'm using my phone. So this is a whole new thing for me right now. Um, but when you have this event that you have angels come down, and now it does tell us in the Bible that the angels they have technology, they have vehicles, they have flying chariots. This is the best
mhm.
way as
Oh
us as
man.
modern humans. What's that?
Oh,
I
when you said flying chariots, huh? Oh, oh, I was gonna say when you mentioned flying chariots, it brought I thought of a set photo from Thor: Love and Thunder, and I'm going to just say this before we get back on topic, but there's a set photo that I'm sure you know this in the comics that Thor had a chariot and they were goats or something like that. So you're going to be getting that. So you're going
Yes.
to get the goats with the. All right. Anyways, that's off the topic. Anyways, go ahead. That
No,
just
no,
popped
no,
into my mind.
no. That goes right into the whole thing. So when you're seeing that there's a thing that's known as the chariot of the gods, the way it's being described, or the best way it's being described, is someone that is not familiar with technology is looking at technology and trying to explain it in terms that they understand for themselves, trying to explain it the best way they can explain it, saying, okay, he gets in this thing and he's going to and fro, and I can get in a chariot with a horse in front of me and I can run back. That's how it can transport me from one end of the world, the part of the world, to the other. So they had this ability, and you also have Atlantis, which again talks about the ability of the gods and the technology. So if you
Yeah.
sit here and you go by the scriptures and stuff, you find out that really angels, all they have is advanced technology. That technology
Their
is
technology is more advanced than ours.
more advanced than ours, and they use that technology to get humans to worship them.
Yeah.
And that's where it became absolutely evil and absolutely wrong.
Mm.
And so when you have angels who are immortal and they're now stuck here on earth and they can't go back into the realm of God, you got to think for
Yeah.
a second. If you're an entity, a being that cannot age, okay? You don't
Mhm.
age at all.
Yeah.
And you're stuck here on this planet, on this earth, because this is your prison essentially. And you used to have the technology, but the flood wiped out all your technology because that's what's believed that has happened is that the flood is what really did a reset button on technology. I truly believe that mankind and everyone was farther advanced than we are today. I
Yeah.
really do. The scriptures even back that up. It says that, as in the days of Noah, well, you take a look at what Noah's building, okay? It takes him 120 years, yes, but he's building this huge, huge boat. Huge boat.
120, 120 years to build a big ass boat. God
Yep.
forgive me. Oh my
No,
God.
yeah.
Dang. I didn't know that. Jeez. And that was all by himself. No one would help him, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and so
I guess
yeah,
that's why it took so long.
but think about this. Do you really, I mean, I look at it and the size of that boat and it's being done by one person, maybe his sons came and helped out a little bit.
Yeah.
So when you're taking a look at that and you're going, wow, 120 years, and then you do this math and you see the size of it and you see what he has to do, the math adds up that if you had 1 to 3 people only working on something that's going to build um, a steam like a big cruise ship that you have out there,
Yeah.
yeah, it's going to take those people that long, especially if you're going to be building it out of wood. Um, but it clearly tells us that there's a lot of technology that was out there that sat there and said, hey, you know, there's more to the pyramids. There's more to all these ancient texts. How do you have rocks that are shaped in different shapes, and it shows that they've not been cut, and it looks like they've
Yeah.
been molded and stuff like that. So you're starting to recognize that. Wait a second, there is a technology that's far advanced than what we have. And when the flood came, it was a reset button because God wasn't going to keep allowing the fallen angels to be able to use the technology
That
um,
they that they reached.
stole from heaven.
Oh yeah.
And you take a look at the book of Enoch, and the book of Enoch tells you clearly that not only um, that they have technology, but they taught man technology. They taught mankind certain technologies. Um, how to make swords, how to make weapons, how to make poison, how to make,
Mm.
you know, things in which mankind was never meant to have. God never had us to know those things, and yet the fallen angels are teaching us these things. These are literally time travelers. I mean, they were in a another plane at another time of existence, and now they're stuck here. And just think about this: every time you get close to um, getting your achievement as one of these fallen angels, and you're having to use humans to build it for you, and they keep dying off,
Hmm.
that's got to get annoying after a while.
Yeah.
So If I wish I could pull it up, but I'm having to use my phone today. Um, there's a thing called
Laptop
CERN.
problems.
Let Nikki take a little bit of a nap before we head out in just a little bit.
Oh,
Yeah, so I didn't want to break everything out. And
yeah, I got you.
yeah,
I got you.
yeah. So you have this event. You have these angels that are literally time travelers themselves. But for a human to do it, I know this is something that's being tested at CERN. Some of it's being tested at DARPA, and these places are trying to see if it's possible to open up a portal outside of time, or open up portal to a whole nother dimension. And that right there, that's alarming to me, because what happens if you are able to go back in time, like Back to the
and
Future?
and you can't. And not only that, like if I have loved, like if since I have a loved one, if I go back into the past or go back into or go into the future, like that, like maybe 100 years into the future or 100 years into the past, how am I going to get back if I don't have a way back? I'll be stuck in that time period.
True.
And all that.
And what would you do? I mean, if you got stuck in the past, if you ended
Basically,
up, yeah,
I
and
guess
what's
I
that?
guess basically like God punishing you for tampering with nature. You came back here, you're going to stay here. It's kind of like a reset button. The farther you go, you're going to live your life like I guess like a reset button. I guess that's the word I'm looking for. I could be wrong, but he ain't going to let you go back and I guess share your story or whatever. You did it. You have to suffer the consequences, or not suffer, but pay for what you did.
Which is very true. I mean, and the thing that gets me is that if you did or was able to go back in time, would you actually be able to change events? I mean, that's always been something that I've always wondered or questioned, is that,
Sometimes I always wondered that myself. Like I always wondered, like if I went back in time, and I'm gonna use a real crazy example. Like sometimes I wonder if I go back in time, and I go see my younger self. I take a gun, pop myself in the head. My younger self. I always wonder, does me? Okay, hang on. My 10-year-old self. If I pop a bullet in his head, does me right now get erased? Like sometimes I always wonder how it would work, or did I just create a different reality type thing? Like sometimes I always wonder if I erase myself back then, do I erase myself to right now? Sometimes that's a big leap right there. If you that's a big one.
that's
And
a good question. I mean,
like,
if
do
I
you
were to
end up
go into
go
erasing
ahead.
yourself, yeah, I mean, it's like, do I end up erasing myself, or do I create? Now, this is science will say, well, you possibly killed a version of yourself. There's multiple dimensions.
Yeah.
DC Comics has always done this, where you
That
have multiple Batman or multiple Superman. There's multiple realities, and there's another version of you out there that you made this decision, and because you made this decision, your path with this direction. Um, to be honest with you, that's actually not backed up by the Bible at all.
that also
Uh,
goes
Go ahead.
for this. Like, and sometimes I always wondered this when I was a kid. Like, if I same thing, it's the same thing. If I went back in time and erased my mom from existence, or before I was even born, like I said, by doing that, I sometimes wonder if I do that.
Give me just a
Like I
second.
said, am I never born, or did I erase myself? Like, or do I physically stay? But again,
Okay, let me go to Discord real quick. You keep talking. I'm going to go to
okay,
Discord to send
okay,
Mr. Farr a
okay.
link.
Okay, but yeah, I can still hear you. But like I was saying, sometimes I always wondered that do I erase myself or, like I said, and it's that's a big leap right there to think on. Like,
Very
could
good,
that
Master
possibly,
Four.
if that could even happen?
Yeah, and that's the thing. And I'm waiting because I got Backstage put up on my phone now, so that if he
Okay,
clicks on the one on Discord, I'll click on him. You know, and
okay,
that's the thing too, is that, you know, if what would happen to the world if I went back in time and I terminated Hitler? The one of the guys is considered one of the most evil individuals to ever walk the earth. If I went back in time, would I be able to knock off Hitler? Well, the question also becomes
and
is that
and
okay, if
that
you all right, go ahead.
and that's another thing too. If I go back in time and stop the guy that hopefully if I if I go back in time and erase the guy that assassinated Kennedy, do I automatically save him and he that kind of thing? Like it's a lot of speculation that takes a lot of mind to figure out, but and that's another thing right there. Another thing right there we'll never know because we don't have the technology. But if the technology does exist, which I hear a lot of people saying this, it's being hidden and not being shared with the world.
Well, and that's a good point, is that, you know, when it comes to the conspiracy sides that you're dealing with, well, that technology exists, so they've got it hidden. Um, if you look at, I believe that there is technology that is out there. Me personally, with the research I did when I was dealing with the Mandela effect, I do believe that there are certain things to be questioned. How did this change? Why did this change? Um, Let me add him to the stream. Hey, Master Four.
Hey, hey, I just got to work.
Oh,
Yeah,
did you? Gotcha. I'm getting ready
I
to go
work
to
at
work
Stop
in a
and
little
Shop
bit.
now.
Gotcha. You
But
know, what's that?
uh, sorry, you guys. Just gonna tell you my theory.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
You ever hear the Mandela effect? You know, where you remember something so well, like you're convinced it exists, and you start talking to other people and saying like you know how in Star Wars people say the most iconic line is Luke, I am your father, but he never says the Luke part.
Mm-hmm.
Or like, I'll got a story. Remember the RID deployers?
Mm-hmm.
I swear to God, I remember there being a Bisque one. You know Bisque, the gaming lobster guy? I swear to God, I remember seeing a deployer Bisque, you know, with two of those spherical minicons. And yet, apparently, everywhere I looked, like, they don't have it. Doesn't exist.
Well, you've also got the Berenstein Bears or Berenstein Bears. When I was a kid, there was a book, a
I grew up
tour's
with
book.
Steen.
Yeah, which is crazy because the last name is supposed to be a German last name, and nowhere in any German culture has Bearstein Bears has been Bearstein Bears, because Steen is the German, actual real German name. There is actually some things that people will say that even in the Bible feels like it had been changed, was dealing with Jesus said you have to have new wineskins. If you don't, then the old wineskins will burst when you try to put new wine in them. And the King James says that it's clay pots. But yet the ESV and all these other texts has the wineskins. So when you start seeing things like that, you're starting to you're like, wait a second, there is something off, because Luke, I'm your father. Even the actor that was the voice for Darth Vader, they said, what was the line that shocked you the most? He says, well, when I actually had to say, Luke, I'm your father.
Then there's also Nelson Mandela's death. You know, was
Yep.
he dead here? Or
Did he die here? Or did he live on and become a part of the UN and do things on the UN side of things, and then died, I think, in the year 2004, I think it was, instead of back in the 1990s.
Back in the 90s.
So there is there's a lot of things that's out there. I believe. Now, here's the thing too. It is also believed that when somebody went back and tampered with things, our hearts all moved. It used to be that it was more centered to the left of your body, and now everyone's heart is moved to the almost center of their body. And
I thought it was on the left side.
It's supposed to be, but it's actually more in the middle now. And it's believed that if you were affected by the Mandela effect, you now have heart disease, and you got the heart disease after 2012, and that's when my heart disease came into effect, was in 2012. So what's that?
How you feeling now with it?
Tired, but doing better, so it's never going to be perfect. It's never going to go back to the way it was, but at least I'm able to deal with it that I used to be. But the thing is too is that you have this technology. I wonder if with us living here on time, if there was a way to change time, the best place that would happen at would be at what's known as CERN. CERN would be the place that is able to go, has the largest man-made machine in modern age, and it can actually get faster than the speed of light, and it makes miniature black holes.
The rocket ship or something?
No, it's actually in the ground, underneath the ground, and it has these two big circles, and it is in and how fast it goes is supposed to find hit things together to find different particles. And they clearly say that they're trying to open up a portal to another realm. Did they now know that there's another existence, another realm outside of this one that they are now trying to tap into?
What do you think, Lord Starscream?
I don't have an opinion on that, to be honest. I'm just listening and observing, considering my mind. I'm a listener and an observer.
Oh.
And Otto knows that.
What was that screaming I just heard?
That's my cat right there. She's throwing a temper tantrum because of something I'm dealing with in my personal life.
Yeah. Still sorry about that, man. Yeah, I had Ruben sent you something because, yeah, terrible. Yeah. Anyway, it's crazy how I still, perfectly remember these things. Like episodes that don't exist, titles that don't exist, things you've heard of before and yet can't find.
Even movies. There's a movie that Shaquille O'Neal.
Hi, sorry, my aunt was here.
Oh, hey, Shaquille O'Neal. It was believed it was in a movie called Shazam.
No, that was Sinbad.
And then it turns out to be Sinbad, but it was actually, people remember it being Shaquille O'Neal and not Sinbad. And when you start piecing these things together and start looking at these things, you're starting to see what's known as the ripple effect. It's where you take a rock and you throw it in the lake, and the most place that is affected is where that rock hits first, but the ripple effect keeps going out and out and out in time. The question is that where do we see the most ripple effect take place in history? And the crazy thing is in the year 2012. Things in the year 2012 slowly started to change, and people started remembering things differently at that time. And if you go back to the Maya's calendar, that's when the world was supposed to come to the last quatrain, which means the last of the fifth cycle, and that a
They
great
were
change. People thought it was going to be, people were going. It was going to be the end of the world, but really, what it was going to be is the end of an age, end of a time, and that after that moment, whatever happened, time itself would no longer be the same.
yeah, they were 8 years too early
Yeah.
with the plagues and the hornets, and it's kind of like out of the Old Testament. When the Pharaoh Ramses angered God,
Yep.
and he sent down plagues of death of the firstborn children, darkness, locust plagues, and in 2020 we got like death of old people. Those
Oh yeah.
volcanoes all erupting, murder hornets, fires and huge fires and major floods in Africa.
Yep.
It all, and I talked this over with my chiropractor, who was Jewish actually, during Passover, and he agreed, like, it all makes sense, and that's clearly we have done something wrong. I blame Twitter.
Twitter is evil. I If you go with the ancient texts and stuff like that, I'm going to be honest. I'm paying close attention to the year 2029, and the reason why I'm paying attention to that point in time is that we're actually going to have a asteroid that is supposed to come into this air between us and the moon, and it is believed that it could be, if it does make landfall, it would actually hit the Pacific Ocean. And NASA gave it its name, which is crazy, Anubis, which is known as the destroyer. And I'm like, wow.
Speaking of asteroids, there was
Yeah.
that one in 2020 that also almost hit us.
Yep, that's this one.
It's the same one.
Yep, 2020 is going to come back in 2029, and if it doesn't hit us in 2029, it's going to come back in 2032.
Wait, what? Can you
It's
say
like
that
Unicron.
again? Yeah.
It is Unicron.
Hey, Otto, can you repeat the date part again?
It came, okay, the first time was in 2016. The second was in
Okay.
2020. The third pass is going to be in 2029. The last pass is believed to be in 2032.
2032.
Yeah, so it is believed by NASA that it could possibly hit the Earth in either 2029 or 2032. Hey, TF Fan Geek. Let's see if I can do this too.
Hey, are you
And
trying to
switch
send the
up
link? I can
32.
do it.
Oh, yeah, you do that for me if you don't mind.
Okay. Hey, TF I'm going to send you the link. Hopefully, if this will work. Anyways, go ahead, Otto.
So yeah, that that is the belief right now, is that I'm paying close attention to see what it is that is possible. Is it possible? If it does, what happens?
That's only 8 years from now.
Mm-hmm.
True talk. Like, do any of us
Yeah.
even live near the Pacific Ocean?
TF does.
Oh,
Yeah, TF it depends on Nikki. So, but yeah, it depends on Nikki. If she's got her rest in, then no, I won't be, because we'll be going and working on at the homestead. If she hasn't, then yeah, I'll probably do a live stream, and then I'll pull out my laptop and do everything, set it all
Hey,
up.
TF I sent you the link.
Hey, and hey, Rachel, welcome back.
And I gotta say this. God dang it. Oh, I guess this is another reason why I brought up the time travel thing, is because when I was a kid, I'm just saying, and you know how I was, Otto. I told you a lot about my personal life on how bad I was and all that stuff. Sometimes, I'll just say this: the first person I was with, my first ex, I made too many mistakes during that one. Sometimes even still to this day, and this will answer your question that you asked me a while ago. Sometimes I still wish if time travel was possible, I could go back in time and stop myself. But I know physically that's not possible because, like I said, me as a Christian, that's tampering with nature, and God
Yes.
has things happen for a reason. It's like, I guess you could say this, like a trial. God tests you, even still to this day, and I still live by that. He tests me still today to see, I guess, how strong I am to handle certain things.
And how much you'll rely on him. How much you'll rely on him to take care of your needs. I mean,
yeah.
Someone brought up, I can't remember what it was. If I had the opportunity to go back in time, would I go back in time and stop my dad from dying? And immediately, I said yes. Yes, I would. I want to read Rachel's comment. It says, I'll just put it right there. I don't believe time travel is possible. That's a completely insane thought, and I would like to explain why. Because I think deeper than any of you. Thank you, Rachel. I love the fact that my trolls have found me again. It's awesome.
I want to keep
Wait,
this one.
is that
This
troll?
one's just.
Yeah, it's one of my wonderful old trolls.
Let's keep this one. This one's entertaining
I
me.
am.
You
I
gotta
Why
am.
don't
pay
you
the
explain
troll
your
toll.
thought? Come on, explain. What is
Come
your
on,
thought?
Come on.
Exactly. Please,
Explain.
Come on. See, that's
What
the
is
great
your
thing about it.
thought?
Great thing about the community for all of us is that we got each other's back. So we love the trolls when they come because they know that they're true friends.
Oh, is
gonna have their
TF
back.
Geek backstage or anything? Just in
Oh,
case.
let me check. Thank you. Let me go there.
Hot dog, it's troll fishing time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh, this is a big one.
I'll call
Oh,
it
this
big
one.
one, yeah.
Put this one on the
yeah.
grill.
Let's reel it in. Let's reel it in. We
Ah!
did it.
Fish are jumping today, huh, Dano?
Don't let her get away. Oh,
Let's look down.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that.
I
There you go.
reel her in.
Key.
Reel her in.
Pull them in.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
Let's
I
put her
got
on
it.
the grill.
I got it.
There we
I
go.
got it, guys. Woo, mama, look at the size of it. Look at the size of this beauty.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm going to
But
fillet it. What do you guys
awesome. But
Let's put this one on the barbecue.
put it on
and
the
grill
barbecue.
it.
I'm all about the barbecue.
Hope it tastes
No,
as
it-
good as Sea Robin.
But no, it let me see here and there
Trolls
we
are
Man, I
like
can
go.
hardly
Sea
wait to
Robin.
hear. I can hardly wait to hear
Oh.
this explanation.
And welcome to you, Fan Geek.
Hello.
Hey.
How you doing, my friend?
Fine. I
Hola.
can only stay for about 5 minutes.
Buenos
but I figure 5 minutes is better than nothing.
Hey,
Mhm.
5 minutes. You're absolutely right. 5
So
minutes.
as I said in the live stream chat, I don't know if you guys saw, I have to go in a few minutes to get lunch for my family and I. So I won't be able to join this live stream for very long. I apologize, but you guys are able to join me tonight, or let me join you. I'm more than willing to because I got something exciting in today.
Oh,
What'd you
What
get?
is that, my friend? What'd you get?
If you give me a second, I will show you.
Hey, while he gets that, look at the comment. I think the explanation was just given.
Biological clock. I'm sorry that your biological clock. Nikki's had that too. When you're going through those hot flashes and those mood swings.
Take a look
Transformers
at what's
generate.
written on here.
Whoa.
Oh, what?
I got
Make your
God
screen bigger.
Neptune.
I'm not going to. Dude,
Oh.
that's nice.
Wow, Abby. Oh, yes.
The
I'm
Seacons
honestly
from
not going to get it
Second.
because
Oh, Nikki's going to be
So-
so jealous. She's really going to be jealous because she loves the Seacons.
I wanted to get Piranacon, but the only website I could find him at was eBay, and I was like, no. Not even eBay's prices.
I'm
can
not going to get
justify it.
God Neptune.
That's not even in my budget. So I'm going to live vicariously through everyone else that gets it. And be
So-
like, yes.
So
Yeah,
that's
if we're
your.
here tonight, TF Fan Geek, tell me a time that's good for you because if we're here at the house,
Yeah,
I could do a live stream.
yeah, a good time.
So
for
that's
me-
your explanation. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, what were you going to say, Master Starscream?
He's talking about the
Oh.
comment, but go ahead.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
first.
good time.
TF.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Best time for me would be 8 o'clock my time, which is I think 11 o'clock your time. If that's too late,
No, if I'm here at 11 o'clock, okay, what I'll do is If I'm here at 10 o'clock here at my time, still, if I'm here at the house, then
Yeah.
I will. I'll Discord you and say, "Hey, I'm here," and we'll set it up and we'll do 11 at my time because that won't be too late.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that.
Wait,
we'll shoot for
what
11
time is it
tonight,
where
guys.
you live?
Where TFN Geek or me? Me, it's right now
You.
2:38.
Yeah, me it's 11:38. I live on the West
I
Coast.
can't make it. I got work tomorrow.
Oh,
Me,
okay.
it's 1:38 my time.
Okay. Yeah, so Lord Master Starscream, you're 2 hours ahead of me, and ACP is 3 hours ahead of me.
Oh, I'm gonna be 3 hours ahead of. I'm gonna be with those guys pretty soon. I'm gonna be 3 hours ahead pretty soon.
Yeah.
So
Well, about
I'm
your
gonna
debate about time travel, I
Yes.
haven't believed it's existed ever since I saw a
Oh.
documentary with Stephen Hawking. Because
Oh.
he described the scenario of time travel in this documentary. It aired on the
Oh, wow.
History Channel and the National Geographic Channel when he was still alive. He basically made the example
Yeah,
of
me too.
a man standing between two wormholes, and that he points a gun at one wormhole, he fires a bullet. The bullet time travels, comes out of the portal behind him, and he shoots himself in the back. In order for that to work, the moment the bullet time travels to the past and it appears out of the wormhole behind, then it would have to appear before the man even fired the bullet out of the pistol in the first place. And if the bullet was still inside the pistol and it time traveled to the past, then it would spontaneously exist in two different places at the same time. And the laws of physics state that is physically impossible to happen. So-
Which that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so
What
it's
did that
disappointing was to hear that Stephen Hawking basically explained why time travel is impossible to exist.
Hey, what did that
Or-
come?
I got.
Or
Sorry.
or it could be that you can't change the past.
Exactly.
So I mean, time is already set and it's in motion. You could be an observer. Maybe you could be like how it is in the Marvel comics. You have the watchers who
Yeah.
watch
Yeah.
time and can't interact.
Or the Cosmic Enforcers.
I think it's interesting. Rachel's claiming she's not a troll, but yet she didn't like our flat Earth theory conversation the other night.
What is
So
it?
it's supposed
What
to be
does the
a
comment say?
Oh,
and now, if you don't like the content, Rachel, like I used to tell people on my Glock channel, if you don't like
Get
the
lost.
content, then bye. Have a good one.
Hey,
If not,
I admit it. I hate to admit
let me
it, but
play
if
a
I
song for you.
discovered the ability to time travel, the one day of my life I would change is the day that I broke one of my teeth. I was playing with some of my cousins and I tripped and I fell face first to the ground and my jaw was open and I fell on hard cement and the
Oh.
impact caused the bottom of one of my front teeth to chip
Oh.
off. And so
Ow.
every several years or so, I have to go to the
Ooh.
dentist and have it filled in. And as much as I appreciate it, it's super expensive.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
hey,
So,
look,
yeah.
look at
Hey,
Oh, man.
So yeah,
ACP, make me full
one of my
screen
front
quickly.
teeth is
Let's see if I
technically, one of my
can.
front teeth is a fake filling that the dentist had to fix. I don't know if it's gonna show up on my camera, but right there,
Oh,
one of my front teeth is fake
Ooh.
Oh.
oh, dude.
filling that the dentist had to fix for me. So yeah, that would be one day of my life I'd time travel and changes, prevent that accident from happening.
What does it say?
Well, apparently we have a scholar with us, like I am. I love great debate. A wormhole is also believed not only
Wait,
being a
ACP.
cut through. Yeah. I wish I could make you bigger. I don't know how to do that with my phone.
Make me full screen.
I wish I could. I don't know how to do it with my
Let
phone.
me do it. Right. Let me just do this. I'm going to play a sad song, the world's smallest violin.
So,
All right. Hey, do you want to be interviewed or something?
This really is the world's smallest violin. See?
No, I was asking her.
Nice
Hey, do you want-
SpongeBob reference.
Are you asking to be interviewed or something?
do you want
And
to?
to,
Do you want to jump in?
Dude, invite her.
We're all about the equal
Yeah.
opportunity here.
Well, I got it. Well, I apologize, everyone. I gotta go. So take care,
All
and
right.
I hope to chat with you guys again tonight.
See ya.
Sounds good to me.
oh, I will definitely be around. What is
Bye.
this?
Bye, man.
Hey, How about you just hop in here and share it with everyone? Come on now.
Let's do this.
Chica.
Okay, all right.
Cancel us, I dare you. We don't use Twitter.
What? What the
Let's-
fuck?
So, let's see if I can do this. Let's see.
Put it in the
Here,
chat.
you.
God.
I'll put the link in the chat for you.
Okay.
I think we just came across a Karen.
A Karen?
Wait. Oh. Never mind, the link is already there.
What? She's still going?
Click on the link. Click on the link. Put the
Oh
name.
my God.
Click the link. Put whatever name you want, and then
Any way you want it. There you go.
you don't have to have your camera on it if it helps you.
Want it,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
the
you know,
way you
hey,
need
you know,
it.
I'll-
Any way you
I'll
want
help
it.
you even out so you can feel comfortable. You can hide behind something. Yeah, I'll just sit here and hide behind my mask also.
Oh, I'll get my mask. Let me get my mask. I need my mask.
You know, that's what we'll do. We'll
We're
hide
all
behind
wearing
it.
masks.
Yeah, we
Mask
can all-
night.
Yeah. Yeah, we can hide behind the mask. I'm
Wait,
absolutely
is she
okay
actually
with that.
joining? It's a link so you can discuss your opinions, lady.
Yeah, click on it.
Yeah.
I don't have a Mac.
Yeah, click on the link and put the name. Put your name in on whatever you want. You don't have to sign in or anything. It's free, and you
don't
can
even have
turn
to
your
tell us
camera
real
off.
name, Rachel.
Yeah, you.
You know what? I can tell you that they may be a little bit worried because they may have the name Rachel, but they go by, "Hey, my name is Rachel. How you doing?"
Where's Rachel? Where is she? Where's Rachel? Hey, wait, hold on.
It's Rachel.
I think
Hold
it's
on, let me go get
you
it.
got to sit there
Hold
and say, explain myself. Yeah, you want to jump in? I mean, I got to be honest. I do. In some ways, I do miss my old troll. I really do. Because the great thing about a community for all of us is we got each other's back, and that is the greatest thing ever. So let's get back to the topic. So we're dealing with the thing with time travel, and you're dealing with a wormhole, like what TF Angie was bringing up.
I already
Is that-
exposed myself. Yes, you did. If I read that right.
Oh, you're exposing yourself now?
Is she in the?
I've already explained myself. Okay, you're fine.
Oh,
So back
where's
to the
Rachel?
topic, because
Yeah.
you know, if Angie was mentioned a wormhole, that's essentially cutting the fabric of time in half, bringing 2 points closer through a wormhole instead of, you know, the distance. But it is also believed that you could possibly create a time vortex from a wormhole because you're literally going faster or in between light speed. And a lot of things, a lot of things in science says, you know, we do not need to go faster than light speed. Albert Einstein believed, and he's the one that created, you know, the atomic bomb, believed that time travel and time was possible. Time travel itself was possible by using light speed. So if you use light speed and go faster than light speed, the question is going before or past, then it could be that way or not. You know, could you be able to go back if you went in light speed going in reverse of time? In reverse, would you be able to go back in time? The question also became, would you be able to actually change time? If you actually physically went into a time period that you didn't originate in, could you be an influence on that time? I don't believe so. And
that's a good question, right? Oh, go ahead. You first.
No, go ahead. What were you saying?
Oh, I was gonna say. And by the way, keep your thought in there. But I was gonna say that's a good question. Like if I go back in time, like for example, I'll say this: the Roman War or something like that. Would I be able to actually still be in that time? Like, would I still physically be there, or is there a certain point I can't go past? And plus, if that makes sense, like okay, I'll put it like this. If I go back in time to the day I was born, do I turn into a baby or something like that? Like, or do I still stay
Well,
the
I mean,
same age? Like, if that makes sense. There's
that's
only
the
a certain.
question. There,
Go
you
ahead.
know, would you exist, or would you become a person that would exist outside of time? With a time vortex, though, it's the problem that if you went into time that you already existed and you saw yourself, you could unravel, which is a theory, could unravel time itself.
Yeah,
Um,
Back to the Future reference. It'll destroy the time and space or something
but
like
if
that. Go ahead.
Yeah, now if you went into back in time, if you went back in time and were able to go back in time in a time in which you did not exist in, would you be just an observer or could you actually affect? Now, if you were able to go back in time as an observer, then you would be able to observe, but no one would see you. You would be essentially outside of that time continuum. You would watch the events unfold just like you were watching TV unfolding
Yeah.
before you. It would just be delayed. Right now, we have that technology right now to. It's the reason why 5G is coming out so that you can actually in real time video something where there won't be a video lag. You'll be able to videotape and everyone will be able to see that event in the time in which it's taking place and occurring. Because technically, whenever things are recorded in live time, such as this,
Hmm.
there's a delay.
Yeah.
It might not be much. Are you still
Oh, I think he was talking to
here?
her.
This is the guest. There you go. Yeah, I saw him backstage, so I was hitting to make sure I add him to stream.
Hey.
There we go.
Hey, Ruben. How's
And
it
so
going?
with that, there you go. Welcome back, Master Farr. So with that, you would have this event where you didn't exist. You exist in a time in which you became into existence. But if you were to go outside that time of existence, you would be nothing but of an observer. Now, I do think that that's possibly something about if a human being was able to go back in time, would be more of an observer.
Like
But if you
Zodak.
have something that exists, oh, yeah, like Zodak, stuff like that. But if there was something that existed, let's say the 1611 edition of the King James Bible, and I'm going to make sure I read the comment.
Yes. And I want to say this. Go ahead. Read that first, and I'll
If you
say what I
say
have
so,
to say.
yeah. If you say so, Rachel, I didn't know. Do you want to share your PhD?
And I'm going to say this. Just if you want to join in, just join in. But I just want you to understand. Just understand this. We're not saying. And Otto can correct me if I'm wrong. We're not saying it's physically possible. This exists only in theory. Time travel is in theory. If I'm getting that right,
Yeah.
Otto. And
Time travel is a theory. Yes, absolutely.
we're
A
still.
Just like
game
Yeah, we're not.
theory.
just like the Earth being a ball, a globe, is a theory. Everything in science is a theory. Nothing is actually fully proven.
Yeah.
So when you have this event take place, if you go back in time, all you could be is an observer. The question is that if something exists within that time period, such as let's say the 1611 edition of the King James Bible exists, you go back in time to the time that
What?
the 1611 King James Bible was created, and you change something in it, would it be possibly that when you got back to your own time stream, that your influence could have changed that text? And that's a theory that's going on right now. I mean, there with the Mandela effect and stuff like that. These are theories, and believe it or not, DARPA is actually looking into the whole Mandela effect. DARPA, and also trying to see if there is this concept of people remembering things, or is this, goes into your pseudoscience, if you will, about if these things are taking place and actually people are being affected by them, what caused that effect? Because everything has to have an effect. And so with that, it
I don't
goes
know, a butterfly.
yeah, you got the butterfly effect where if you go back in the
Yeah.
past, pick up on a butterfly, do you create something worse than the other? If you were to get
Stupid
rid
bug,
of,
you go squish now.
yeah, you get rid of Hitler, would you have someone
And also,
worse than Hitler?
and also, I want to say this. Even if I go back in time to try, just to, I guess, wander around and not do anything, I'll just say this: like either like stepping on a bug or
Listening, but
killing it. Okay, I was trying to say like stepping on an ant or stepping on a bug or shooting an animal back in the past. Like literally, like legit. If you go back in time, it's so easy to mess something up. Like what you said, like stepping on a bug or shooting an animal or something like that can legit alter.
So I think killing Hitler's a good idea.
But anyways, go ahead.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. I said what I had to say.
But yeah, like killing Hitler, that would actually be a good thing.
Yeah, I wouldn't even call it a theory. What?
Oh my God. Rachel, get lost.
Ow! Put that cookie down now.
No. Put
These cookies.
Put
These
the cookie
cookies.
down. No.
Wait, was that the name of the? Now I'm starting to think if that was the name of his wife,
Jingle all the
Arnold
way.
Schwarzenegger. Yeah, I'm starting to think that might have been the name of his wife in the movie, not his actual wife, but you know what I mean.
What?
No, I can't remember.
It's not cookie.
Man, I haven't seen. Put that cookie down now.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I'll say hasta la vista, baby.
Hasta la vista, baby. Get out.
I'll be back.
I'll be back.
Come with me if you want to live.
Come with me if you want to live.
Ooh, that's good. Get to the chopper.
Go! Run! Go to the chopper!
Shut up.
Oh my god.
I still can't believe how funny "Put That Cookie Down" is. That's like the best
And he
one.
yelled-
Who said
and he
you could
yelled-
eat my cookies?
Who said you could eat my cookies? Oh, how's she doing?
She's all right. She's not had a really good day today, so I told her, I said, look, I want you to rest. We're not going to go down to the homestead and do any work today. I'm going to hang out with you guys and then do a live stream with TFN Geek at 11 tonight. So she was like, I don't know what's wrong. I was like, you're dealing with an infection, so I want you just to rest. So, all right. So,
Hey,
so
can I ask her?
All right. Wait a second. You're telling me to get lost. How childish of you. God, guess God, not capable of a civil debate. Oh, a civil debate, Rachel?
Oh my
Really?
god.
Oh my goodness. A civil debate.
You
It
need
sounds
a-
like you're trying to explain.
Hey, do you need a
Come
hug?
in. Come on in.
Do you need a hug? Do you
We're
need a
in
kiss
the
or
whole-
something?
We're in the whole
I
council.
gotcha.
The whole council.
Go ahead.
Come here, Brett. We're in the whole council culture. No, this is a tactic that they did. First of all, you go and see if they have content. And if they don't have content, then
Hang on, I'm gonna check.
okay, well, maybe they're just an observer. Then you go and look and see what they observed and they don't really have anything, then you pretty much know that individual's a troll. And all they're
Let me
trying
see
to
here.
do is
This is
get a
exactly
rile
how
up.
Nazi Germany started.
So,
Oh
yes.
no.
Hey, Reverend. Look at my big old boy. So, I was hearing someone say, "Go back in time would be a good thing to get rid of Hitler." Okay,
Yeah, that was Master Far that said that.
okay. Let's go on that. Let's think. If you go back in time and you were to take out Hitler,
Yeah,
what would replace him?
and that's another thing. What would the future be like? For example,
Stalin?
if we, oh, go ahead.
All right, Stalin. That's a good one. Now, Stalin actually killed more people than Hitler did, but yet the U.S. didn't do anything because he did it to his own people.
Okay,
And
I'll
he
kill
never went.
Stalin, Mussolini, Hirohito.
But you gotta also be okay. And there's a thing with what Einstein, excuse me, Isaac Newton said is that you have to have a reaction to an opposite react. There's got to be a positive and a negative. You know, there's got to be a replacement. So if you were to get rid of Hitler and get rid of Stalin, and you're talking about that these are some of the most evil people,
How do you?
even Mussolini, some of the evil people.
What? Can I ask a question? How you got no videos, but how do you have 371 subscribers with no videos?
Because they're
I'm
a
good.
troll. They're a
Get out.
troll. I love it.
Get out! Get
I
out!
love it.
Oh my God, it's a cancel culture Karen. Get lost.
All right, go
Get
ahead.
lost. Come
With
on,
this-
Andale. Rouse. Rouse. Rouse.
All right,
So there-
continue, Otto.
all right,
Continue.
so if you wipe out all those individuals, you've got to have something to replace it. Prime example. Let's use Rachel as an example. I use Rachel as an
Yes.
example that she comes in here with no content, but 300 plus subscribers, and yet
let me pull that up.
wants to sit there and go and say that she has all the answers. Well, if I block Karen, Rachel. Sorry, I called her Karen.
Oh my God! What
Karen.
is going on?
Rachel. Then what I'll do is I've already got 4 people watching, which means I will have to replace her with 4 other trolls. So I keep the Karen, the Rachel. Sorry, I keep the Rachel as she's spouting off her jargon. And what ends up happening is I get to keep her, and I don't have to invite any more.
You
trolls,
don't
'cause
have
I'm a-
crap, Rachel.
See,
People like what I preach. That's why. You're a preacher now. Oh, really? Being in the comments.
Forgive me, God, for I have sinned.
Being in the
Otto.
my comments right now in this conversation, no one really gives a damn what you think. To be honest, I mean, I can be just completely frank about it. I mean, what you're preaching, that's fun. You're trying to push your ideology, and you're entitled to push your ideology. Absolutely entitled to push your ideology.
and you're entitled to your own opinion.
Exactly.
But
Just
like you
But
have your
don't
opinion.
come attacking us.
Yeah, if you don't like the content, then why are you here? But you must like something about the content. You know what? Maybe it's Lord Master Starscream's good looks, maybe, or Master Farzan.
Ooh.
Looks is why you're coming here.
I'm
you
not
got 3
that
sexy
good
guys
looking.
right there. You go right ahead. You go right ahead.
I'm not
Hey,
sexy.
can I have your? Hey, can I have your number?
Oh my God, she's gonna
Get out,
start trolling
Raymond.
the Discord. I know it.
Do you want to give out your digits?
I ain't giving out my Discord. I don't keep.
But no,
Anyways, go ahead.
It's just like
I could always see a response to that.
when you
Go ahead.
have
I'm sorry, Otto.
an event. There's like something I'm watching right now that's in the background. Let me see if I can find the title of it.
People
The
like,
title's
but
called
I.
The Anunnaki Giants of South Africa. The evidence is shocking. Now, there's a gentleman that has a theory, and it is on ancient science discovery. And this is a YouTube channel if y'all want to check it out for yourself. He believes that he's able to prove that the giants existed through the rocks that he's found. He believes that he's found the remains of the Anunnaki because they're fossilized.
Take a joke. Oh, I was sorry. I
She's
was
a
just reading the
Karen if she
comment.
can't take a damn joke.
Hang on. I want to
misogynist.
read this one. I want to read this one. People like what I preach. That's why I have so many followers. Bruh, where's the videos? I don't. What are you
preaches to her
preaching?
imaginary friends.
Get your ass in here now. She's a coward. She's a coward. You know why?
I was just messing around when I wanted your number. Can you take a joke? I want to get some meat.
It's the whole council culture. You hurt her feelings, guys. You hurt her feelings. You got to be so much more careful. You got to be careful because these people they just have their feelings so much out there. They're so hurt. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
All right, back to the topic. So
get back to the topic.
Yeah, so you're going back. I mean, the gentleman here is talking about, and I wish I had my laptop pulled up so I could show y'all, but he believes, and I've listened to what he's got. He believes that he's got the fossil remains of the Anunnaki, the giants of our ancient past. He has a compelling argument. Will I look into it and see if there's any merit to it? I will. Do I believe that he has? Not necessarily. Even though I know that dinosaurs and stuff like that are fossilized, and that means they've turned to rocks, and you even have fossilized trees and other things, which means there was a great catastrophe that took place and happened in the past to cause those subjects to become fossilized. Take all the oxygen out of it, and that's the way it is. But then you go on and you're having this event that, he's sitting there, he's having a compelling argument. And I'm like, that's fine. But I'm not going to go to his live stream and call him, batshit crazy, or I don't agree with his ideology. He's allowed to have his ideology. That's the great thing about free thinking humans, is that we can agree to disagree, or we can watch what we want to watch or not. That's the great thing about it. Why can't I? There he is. Add a stream.
How's your day, by the way?
Doing good, my man. How you doing?
I'm still sleepy.
Did you stay up late playing?
I was in my room watching YouTube. I went to Target yesterday. I found some good stuff, but I didn't get any.
Man, I haven't been to the store in a while.
Yeah, I found some more ID cards, what I need, but
she likes our content. She likes our content. You shouldn't bully viewers into doing stuff so you can harass them more. Oh, no one's harassing you. You're actually here on your own free will, which means you're on my platform, which means that what I say on my platform, I'm allowed to say what I want to on my platform, which is the greatest thing about YouTube. And if you don't like what I have to say, the greatest thing you can do is adios amigos. I mean, that's
why are you here, though?
No bullying. There's no bullying. There's no bullying at all. But you want the attention. You know what? Let's not give the Karen any more attention. Let's talk amongst ourselves and let the Karen be. Don't even want to address her anymore. If she wants to watch the content, let her sit there and watch it in her own peace, because she feels like she's being bullied, guys. She's being bullied by us because we're such masculine men. I'm so sorry you're being bullied. So let's not talk to her anymore because she feels bullied. And we'll talk about our own subject matter, because I don't want to bully anybody on my channel. And if they feel like they're being bullied, then I don't have to engage with them anymore, because they're not actually a free thinking person. That means they feel that they're being bullied because we don't buy into their ideology. But yet she was bullied. She could be considered bullying us in her comments at the very beginning of this by calling us idiots, insane, crazy, kooks, the whole 9 yards. She could be doing that. So yeah, don't anyone engage. Don't want to engage. Take care of her. Let her be all right so she doesn't have her feelings hurt, because I don't want her to feel bullied. So what were you saying, Ruben? What'd you get? Now Ruben's completely silent.
Ruben,
I'm just. What's up?
where Otto asked you a question.
What's
If
your
Otto
question?
asks you, Otto, or hang on, Ruben, if Otto asks you a question, you answer that question. You shall address Otto as sir or captain. Do you understand, boy?
There you go, boy.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. There you
Oh,
go.
Good. Answer the question.
What's your
I'm
question,
messing.
sir?
So what were you saying? I got your list, so when we go out, I'll look around and see if I can find anything for you on your list.
All right.
And so yeah.
Oh, there goes Master Far. I think his internet is kind of crappy.
Let me see. He's backstage again. Let me hit that button. Man, I like.
Also, I want to apologize yesterday about the streaming. I had to go to Target to scan the points I need.
Yeah, I'm sorry I couldn't make it
that's why
to
it
that.
just ended.
Yeah, I had to end it fast because my sister's gonna come back with my mom. So yeah, but at least I got the 4K on Dead by Daylight, and I see everyone is like,
That's good.
I couldn't find the one person I should have hooked. She like disappears. Like, where'd she go?
Who?
It wasn't Dead by Daylight, one of my streams. I couldn't find someone. I knocked her down. I hooked the Meg. She's gone. Long story short, I won.
Nice.
But tomorrow, me and one of my friends, Blinky, we're gonna have a 1v1.
Yeah.
It's just for this Friday, and that's it.
Oh, okay. That's good. That's good.
Not
What do you
addressing
think
the
about the
comments,
whole
but
thing about time travel, Ruben? What's your thoughts on that?
On time travel,
Yes.
I'm like in between the middle, may or may not. I'm always between the middle. I don't want to, start any war on it.
Don't
It may
mention the
be
war.
possible with the time traveling if you want to, fix something in your past. Like I want to fix my past.
What would you want?
Don't
to
we
do?
all?
What would be you were able to go back in time for yourself. Let's just say for yourself. What is it that you would like to do that you would like to have changed?
I would make it that Rachel wouldn't join. I mean, Karen wouldn't join the stream.
That's all right. She's wanting us to respect women, so we have to assume that she's a woman. I guess she can.
She's a man.
Well, I
She's a
forgot.
man.
We live in the era.
Whoa, let's calm down here.
Well, wait a second. You need to respect me. I view myself as a woman. I mean, we
The
live in a
ladies
time
deserve- like what I always say. Well, I was going to say, like I always say, women deserve respect.
But
Respect
this one
the women.
doesn't.
Well,
Please,
no. Women deserve respect, and so you should respect women. But we have to. I guess this individual maybe because they have no content where we know they're a woman or not. They may view themselves as a woman. So don't tell her what bathroom they go to.
Hey, it's 2021. I identify as a woman too.
I identify as a black guy.
There you
Whoa!
go. You can keep on going. You can identify as a dog now. So let's keep going. But back,
All
what
right.
would you do, Ruben?
Well, first, I want to do a list of it. First, I want to go back in time, getting some of the figures from the past.
Oh, and be able to have.
Don't ask why. I want the good stuff because I'm bored. And it's hard to find some of the figures from Beast Wars, animated stuff.
Animated more so, I think. I think animated is a lot harder.
I hate to say this,
wanna
Transformers Prime is a pain in the ass for me. I want to get that Transformers Prime Deluxe Soundwave because I like that version of Soundwave.
Ooh, which one?
That thing is so
I want to go back to 1968 to collect the first Hot Wheel cars, from the beginning.
I want to go further into the future. But then again, I'd probably be fired by then.
That's a good one right there. Sorry to cut you off, Master Paul, but that's a good one right there. We don't know what the future is like. I mean, for example, if I go to if 2029 is the end and the Earth will be no more and all that stuff, and we'll all be gone. If I like, for example, if I'm in a DeLorean and I set the time to 2059 or 2059 or something like that, and I go into that time, how do I not know that's when the world is ended or there's fire and all that? Like and I'm sure Otto knows what I'm talking about. That's
So
like we don't know. We don't. Go ahead,
You
Otto.
don't know what you'll be jumping into.
Yes, we don't know if I'll be jumping into fire or immediately when the meteor hits, type thing.
Or you'll be jumping
Like
from
legit
the
tomorrow.
fire.
Like legit tomorrow could be the end of the world or any other day.
Tomorrow comes today, though.
Yeah, we don't know what we're jumping into.
I mean, well, you take a look at the movie Back to the Future. You know, when he goes into the future, didn't he change his future when he went into the past and prevented himself from being in that accident?
No, Jennifer did that.
But did they change his past?
Well, he changed
Yes.
his dad's path and made Biff their bitch, and then Jennifer made Marty awesome in the future.
Yeah. So, I mean, was that not kind of cheating in a
Yeah.
way? How was
No,
that
because
any
they still
different than what Biff
exist.
did when he made himself so rich from having all the baseball games and being able to bid on all the baseball games and win every
And-
one of them?
That there is cheating right there. That's 100% cheating.
That's
Going
cheating.
to
That's cheating.
yeah,
But what
going
about
to
changing the future of the guy that got his hand hurt?
Well, you had no
Made his
choice to
life
cheat.
better. Made his life better.
Marty
didn't I?
deserved better. Have you seen the second movie? Marty's like living like a terrible life. Like he deserved better.
In what perspective?
You're fired.
Yeah, it's like in what perspective though? If you do it from the perspective of Biff deserved better because you take a look at the life that Biff had and everything, and you're like, and then the past got changed and he became the little lackey and was made fun of and was bullied. And the perspective of Biff deserved to have his life better. But Marty made his life worse. In every aspect, Marty made Biff's life worse than what it was. Did Biff deserve
Everyone deserves to be better.
Kinda.
Exactly.
Well, Marty was about to fade away from existence.
that? Yep. Because his mama fell in love with him, which is a whole other topic.
Get her done.
Get her done.
That I want to say this. How weird would that be? Like being in Marty's
No.
position.
No.
Oh, I remember that
Oh,
episode of Futurama
well,
where
1,000%
Fry,
out here, bro.
That's no. No, we're not. No. We're stopping right there.
that happened in Futurama where Fry became his own granddad.
Mm-mm. Nope. I don't want. Nope.
I crossed the line, Otto.
That's where your family tree no longer branches out, but is in its own complete circle. I mean, if you want,
You
to,
might
can
be a
live in
redneck.
West Virginia, right there. You're like absolutely. My mom is my grandma and my sister. What? My dad is my mom, my sister, and my brother. No. There is a lie. There is no. We don't know. Nada. No.
Those
Sorry.
people cross it.
Mm-mm.
But like
No.
for real though.
Look at my baby
Oh,
boy.
but, kitties. But guys, like for real though, I want to go back in time to fix all the stuff that I want and plus to fix myself. All the mistakes
I'd
I
stop
made.
9/11.
But what other
Probably,
tragedy
I
would
will do
replace
that
it?
also.
What other tragedy would replace it though?
Well, I then
To be able to stop
Well-
something that's bad, you've also got to replace it with.
Yeah,
something
there's a thing.
there's a give and
Sorry,
take.
Coach.
There's a balance.
Yes. Yeah, sorry
the
to cut
death
you
of
off, but there is
Osama
a.
bin Laden.
Oh shoot. Oh, I was gonna say there is
Okay.
a saying
That's
out there
replacing
that
it.
I was gonna say there is a saying out there. If you change something, something worse might come out of it. If I'm not mistaken. I think I've seen that in.
Yeah, you got to have an opposite. Whereas you got to have an equal equation. To replace something, you got to change something. You got to replace something. And
Maybe
so if
that's
you're
how the
willing to
virus
replace
came along.
something, there you go. I mean, that's a good analogy right there.
Maybe
You
some
know,
guy
where
was
there's
trying
something that
to
wasn't
murder a
as
bunch
bad.
of people, like in Beast Wars. You know
Yeah.
how in Beast Wars the Predacons were trying to kill the Autobots? Maybe
Yeah.
that's what's
Yep.
going on. Like,
That's true.
Oh,
I mean,
and here's another one for you. Oh, go ahead. You first, Otto. I have a good one. Go ahead.
no. Go ahead.
Okay, here's what I was gonna say. And I'm curious. Okay. And I'm gonna go back to this topic real quick because I have a good one right here. Okay. If I go back in time, okay, like I said, to when I was 10 years old, and I take a gun and I off myself. Not only there, and I did say, do I still exist? But not only that, okay, hang on. Right now, you all remember me, and we're all talking right now. And if I time travel right now off myself, and I come back to, and if I'm if I'm physically still here, does that mean you guys might remember me or something like that? I don't think there's an easier way to put it, but
no,
like,
you'd
'cause
fade
I
out of
already-
existence.
and
Then Ruben would be the right hand man.
he'll probably be the Starscream. He'll probably be my replacement. And not only that, we never met. If I off my 10-year-old self, we never met. I never came into the streams.
Which is true. I mean, you know, there's going to be things that can be would be changed, and that's the thing that I ask is that would it be worth going back and actually changing anything?
Sometimes, like I said, sometimes I wish I could time travel into the past to change a lot of the mistakes I did, especially one I'm not gonna say it, but Otto, correct, Primer, you know about this. Something I did here when I was 13 years old. Sometimes I wish I could go back in time and prevent myself from doing that one dumbass mistake I did.
I just
But,
go back. I just go to future.
Well, you know,
You can't change anything there if it already happened.
true. You know, I sat there thinking about this whenever Lord Master Starscream brought this theory up about it. If I go back into my past and I changed one thing in my past, then I would change who I am. Now, for me, y'all guys know that I had cancer in my past, where I had been sick with cancer. I had the ability to have a scholarship.
Well, you beat
to
it.
Maryland. What now?
Well, you beat it,
You
right?
Yes, but let's say I went back in time, and I knew what caused my cancer, and I was going to now do something to make it where I would never get my cancer. And I injected myself with something to make it where I no longer was going to get the cancer that I had. I'd get to keep my scholarship. I would get my ability to go to the Dallas Cowboys and play with the Dallas Cowboys.
Be famous, get all the women,
Yeah, you know.
and not only
Get her
that,
done.
not
Yeah,
only that, would you have met if you did all that and you went to the Dallas Cowboys? Sorry to cut you off, but would you have met Nikki and married her? That's the thing right there. Well, if you went to the Dallas Cowboys,
I wouldn't have been a Christian.
not only that, you probably wouldn't have. You would have never met Nikki.
I would never met Nikki. I would have never been I would never became a Christian. Something would have happened to me, and if I died, I would go straight to hell. I mean, that for me,
Exactly.
I would not change those things. Even when I was living and I was homeless and living on the streets, I wouldn't change that for myself because that's what makes me me.
God put
You
you
were
through,
homeless?
was testing you.
Yeah, I lived on the
yes.
streets. Yeah, at age 17, I did.
Was that when you were?
How?
You were already. I think that's another
How?
topic for. Oh, go ahead, Otto. Sorry. You said how?
I was sick with cancer. My mom and I didn't see eye to eye on a lot of things because I had become a Christian. I believed in what the Bible was teaching. I was trying to change my life, and I got kicked out of my house. And when I got kicked out of my house, I was in high school. I had friends that would let me crash at their place for a little bit, but at the end of the day, after graduation, I didn't have any other place to go because everybody else was going to college, and I ended up on the streets.
Damn.
Hey Otto, I just want to say this. You don't have to share this, but I bet a lot before you met Nikki. I bet you were still going through hell before you met Nikki. But I bet the first day you met her or something like that, your whole world changed or something like that. Like parts of you, if that makes sense. There's a
Yeah, it's interesting because Nikki actually knew about me and knew who I was before I ever knew who Nikki was. Because I mean,
Ooh,
she was
wait,
like,
I'm sorry to
"You
interrupt,
had the
guys, but
What's that?
I gotta go. I got my time machine. I'm going to the future to get some food.
There you go, my man. Talk to you later.
Hey,
So,
can you say hi to my future self? Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, Nikki knew who I was, and she was told not to date me, not to have anything, because I was, I was known as a womanizer, I guess you could say, and I would jump from girlfriend to girlfriend or girl to
Damn.
girl. So, but she met me at a thing called Camp Care, and I didn't know this till we got married, and she asked me to marry her. She was like, I sat there and said, I can't believe that I'm marrying Otto. Out of all the guys out there, I can't believe that I'm marrying Otto. And I was like, I'm sorry. She's like, no, you are who I always wanted to be with. And the funny thing is that I had told God, I said, God laid on my heart that I was going to end up with a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, the only way I will end up with someone is they'll have to ask me to marry them. Because I'm not going to get married. And Nikki asked me to marry her. And,
go ahead.
And I went home that night when she asked me. She was like, I thought you were going to run. And I said, God, is this who you picked out for me? And the answer was yes. So I called her the next day and I said, let's go pick out rings. And we went and picked rings out. And then a short time later, we were married and been married for over 20 years. So
that's a good love story right there. Look at that smile. You're trying not to smile, man. That's a good.
If I could
that's
do
a
a
love story.
stop motion of it.
Yeah. And see, that's how
man, that ought to be a good animated story to make.
Or stop motion.
Yeah. Y'all are more than welcome into stop motion if you want to. I am not.
Man, I don't
anymore. I have effed up on that thing so many times. I'm done. Frank is done. Frank's like, no, we do not do stop motion.
Oh,
that's
man.
awesome.
I got a question for you guys.
Frank's like, we won't Frank to do this anymore. Frank, no more like it. And Frank say, no. I will Frank.
Oh, Frank.
Hey, Frank.
Oh, Frank, you.
Hey, Frank. Here you go. Frank Kong. Hang on. Oh, wrong way. Here you go.
I do not take sloppy seconds. I understand, Frank. I understand you, Frank.
I didn't find Mechagodzilla on Target, by the way. I didn't find it yesterday.
You what now?
Wait, they have some Godzilla figures at Target?
Only like the classic ones. Well, they have the black and red background.
Oh,
gotcha. Did you fix it?
Oh, real quick, Otto, did you get any? Well, actually, you probably haven't checked the mail yet, but do you know if your orders came in for your Godzillas?
Oh, that's a good question. No, I haven't checked yet. I need to check on that.
Kitty.
Yeah, my cat's throwing a temper tantrum right now.
No.
But anyways, back on topic. We're bouncing around all over the place. Oh, real quick, Otto.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you this. Man, I'm just saying, I put too much love into this, and here's how much I care about it. I legit put those little stickers onto his shins and properly. Like, they were so tiny, I took a scalpel and tweezers just to get them in place correctly. And from the time I built this to the live stream you did, which was an hour, I think at least maybe 2.5 hours, probably. I think 2.5 hours at least it took me to finish this because I was rushing it. And you
And this is the
muted.
reason why I
How do you
don't like
like it?
model kits.
How do you like it?
I love it. And the only thing I can is kind of he has those rubbery type joints, but I know those are not. Those are just rubber, and that's not like the PVC material. So, but
Right.
man, this Megatron is awesome. And I'm gonna say this: when I move down there, like I said, I plan on getting a desk. This might be my desk piece right here. I use, and this
Oh,
is my first model kit, and I like it. It's Voyager scale too. It scales with Siege Megatron, and I compared it to a couple other Siege Voyagers and Earthrise and all that. That figure is Voyager scale. Like, look. All right, here's Scrapper, and here is Megatron. Oh, hold on. I don't want to grab him by the wrong spot, but Voyager.
That's what she said.
He's taller than Scrapper. Yeah, see, look. He's a little taller, so he's Voyager scale, or Voyager scale on this day, considering what are called Voyagers right now. But this is a good model kit.
The model kit looks okay.
I plan on getting the others. Please respect women. Yes.
No.
We
I just
always
want to
do.
say something, but I don't want to. I don't want to get in a fight with it.
Like what
I
they
don't-
say, respect the woman and she'll respect you. And I guess there's another thing out there. Like if you're in a relationship, happy wife, happy life. Respect.
Mhm.
And I don't want to piss off a lot of guys out there. And guys that are watching this, get mad at me if you want to. Go curse me out in my comment sections of my videos. But I'm going to say this. Women deserve more respect than guys do. And I brought this up some time ago, if I'm not mistaken, Otto, if I'm right about that. Because I always feel like women deserve more respect than us guys do.
Everybody deserves respect. Everybody does. That's why it's important to make sure you treat everybody with respect. It's interesting how people though will holler that you're being disrespectful when they originally was the ones being disrespectful to you. So yeah. But it goes to the whole thing about trolls. Just gotta keep it quiet and keep it going.
Go ahead.
But yeah, with this, I'm actually gonna do something for Nikki real quick, see how she's doing. But I am planning to do another live stream later this evening, hopefully with TF Fan Geek. So I'm gonna get Nikki some stuff, and I might take a quick little nap myself, and then we'll be back, which will be my time, 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Or I might start a little early and let the live stream keep going a little earlier.
An 8 hour or a live stream that's yeah.
Yeah, or 4 hours. All right, guys. I'll talk to y'all later. I'll see y'all later this evening.
All right.
Okay. And